All right, your boy Aaron Murray has checked in. Aaron, what's up? On the transfer portal in Georgia. I got a few things to say about this because there's a little bit of nuance going on here. Here's what Aaron posted earlier this week, I think. He said, I don't know if I've seen this many five stars leave a program before. What in the world is happening in Athens? These top recruits not liking all the competition. So, a couple things here. First of all, the reason why you're seeing so many five-star guys leave Georgia is because there's so many five-star guys there. So that's step one. Step two, I'm trying to look here. So Brock Vandegrift, uh, AJ Harris, and I think there's one more. Xavier Story maybe, but there's only been a few. It's not like the whole thing is. I mean, the bulk of these guys, Meeks, uh, both offensive linemen, Madden, Lightsey. There's been a lot of. There's Marvin Jones Jr. was a five star, but a lot of these guys are not five-star players. Zirkle, and so forth. But I think this is what it is, y'all. I mean, like I have to say I don't understand the the discussion about this so much. The other thing is that's going on here is that last 2 years Georgia's been playing in the college football playoff, so there's not the amount of transfers has been minimal. Do you know how many people transferred from Georgia from 22 to 23? You got a good guess? 31 players left the program, okay, whether they graduated, went on the NFL, or transferred. 17 of them were transfer portal guys. So it was 9 guys leaving in senior class, 5 undeclared underclassmen that declared, 17 transfer portals or just wasn't coming back in 23. Okay, one of those guys, unfortunately, was Devin Willock. That's 31 guys. Georgia this year, there are 9 people in Georgia's senior class. So far, there are 15, if my math is correct, players who are on scholarship in the transfer portal. There will be at least a few underclassmen declaring. So it's not really different than last year. To be honest with you, I'm not sure sort of what, I don't know what's necessarily different from this year and last. I mean, MJ Sherman left last year. Dominic Blaylock left last year. There were all sorts of, Eric Gilbert, who definitely was a super gifted player, and Georgia won all their games by 9 points or more until the SEC championship game. Bear Alexander left. There's always discussions about what's happening, and they're not always wrong. But I do think that when this is mirroring nearly exactly what happened a season ago, we just didn't see the transfers until after Georgia was, wiping confetti from their eyes. Anyway, speaking of which, I've got, I don't know, a few of these left. It's not 10. So we're in the single digits of Stetson Bennett-Signed double dogs. It is the discussion of the 2022 season. I've got some Kelee Ringos. I have more of these. DAWGSTRUCTION signed. Kelee Ringos forward by Jeff Foxworthy in both cases. So you can pick those up. The link is down below. Order them today if you want them before Christmas, because coming about Tuesday, I'm not going to be sending any more books out. So get your orders in now. I'm not, we're just running out of time. So order those today, and they're both of these are limited. Stetson Bennett may or may not survive Christmas. Kelee Ringo probably will, but if you want it for Christmas, get it now. Link is down below. So with all of that in perspective, I think what Aaron, we got to have Aaron on here one of these days. But with all of that said, I just don't. I think what's happening really right now in Georgia world is that the program had won 29 games in a row. It lost a very difficult game by 3 points in a terminal game that basically knocked them out of the college football playoff. A former five-star kid is not going to go to Georgia. He's going to go to Nebraska for whatever reason. So there's been some, and then there you got these transfers, which to me that's always going to happen. So there's been a lot of negativity in the system. There have been people saying, I'm not going to, watch college football anymore, which, it's never had more popularity than it has right now currently. And it's not damaging the sport. It's making the sport better, to be honest with you. So, when the last part of this, of Aaron's question is a good one. These top recruits not liking all the competition. So when a keyboard warrior says that, I can't, it's hard to take that seriously. When Aaron says that, Aaron Murray signed with Zach Mettenberger in the same class. But these guys, I don't think Aaron started in the NFL. Zach did. So these were NFL quarterbacks. They both signed in the same class. They both were in the same class. They fought for the starting job in 2010. Mettenberger got dismissed from the program for whatever reason, but that's irrespective of what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about right now is Aaron went through the fight. He was likely on pace to win the fight, but he went through the fight. He did the competition. So when he says that, I think there's some merit to it. But I want to also recognize that it's not 2010 and 2009 anymore either. And, Zach left and went to a junior college. I think he went to Butler, and then he went to LSU, which was a great landing spot for him. Now Zach could have just left, and that would have been his prerogative. I don't see why, the quarterbacks in particular are the ones who are jumping around. It is noticeable. They're not all great, but it's noticeable. And by the way, Georgia's participated in this big time. You know who transferred at Georgia? Jamie Newman, Stetson Bennett, JT Daniels. Georgia folks put their entire, hopes and dreams into those guys. One of them won a national championship twice. So, I don't know if it's about competition or not. I don't know if it's about, this, that, or the other. I just think it's just a new time, and it's taking people time to get used to it. I don't know why A.J. Harris transferred, but the coach that recruited him to go there is not there anymore, and he can leave, so he does. I'll say as a person, and Aaron played too, I had friends on teams that I was on. They were miserable. And they did not want to be where they were. It would be better for them just to go. And I think now guys are. And for all of the Eeyore from Christopher Robin or Winnie the Pooh, whatever. For all of the negativeness, it's just kind of like, why does this bother people? Like, this is Kirby Smart's problem. It's not the fans' problem. Like, all y'all got to do is show up and cheer or turn the television on. I don't see what's changed. I see what's changed, but I don't see, it's not like when Ra Thomas was out there, or it's not like when Stetson Bennett was out there running around, that he had a Jones Community College jersey on. No, he had Georgia on. So, why is this anyone's, why are we choosing to get mad about this or disappointed about this? By the way, I'm not talking about Aaron right now. I'm talking about other folks. Why are we worried? Why is this bothersome? Because it's like the NFL? It's not at all like the NFL. Not in any way. Guys are getting paid. Well, I get paid. That's not like the NFL, right? Everyone gets paid. Why would these guys not get paid? Everybody has got to take it down a level, is what I think. In terms of are guys competing or not, I don't know. I don't know what it is. At Georgia, there are still 13 guys on scholarship, one of which will leave. So that leaves 12. So they came into the season with 16 guys in the defensive backs room. 4 guys are leaving that we know of, for sure. Now, I don't know about Lassiter and Bullard yet. But that means you're returning Starks for sure, probably Everett for sure. Lassiter, I don't know. Bullard, I don't know. But if those guys all come back, there's one starting spot available. If you're whoever else, and you're looking around, you're like, man, they got 4 studs coming in. Am I going to get squeezed out here? Yeah, you could. And so, should you stay and not play? I mean, if you're going to practice, if you're getting up at 5:30 in the morning or 5:45, whatever, to do the work and you're not playing, there's a better place for you. Everybody's not going to play at Georgia. Everybody's not going to play at Alabama. There are going to be other places that better fit guys. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally. It doesn't stop. It's not stop people from watching. It's not stop people from contributing. It's not stopped the value of the contracts for television. It's certainly not stopped the coaching contracts. We're seeing the money out in the open now, whereas we didn't in the past. Because I can assure you of this. Guys who got signed in the SEC and beyond in major college football, they were paid in some instances or several instances to sign with those schools. There were impermissible benefits. So that we're seeing it out in the open, I don't see what the big deal is. And frankly, the Supreme Court has ruled it's the law of the land. In terms of the transfer portal, the NCAA can change that tomorrow if they want, but they don't want to. There's a reason they don't want to. I can't put into words what that reason is. And it's my opinion that, one transfer is one thing, but multiple, that's a different, it's kind of really? Like multiple transfers? Like DJ Uiagalelei, this is going to play at his third school? That's a lot. Or, I don't even know. So he's the example that comes to mind. Seems like a very nice person, but and there's understanding why he would leave Oregon State right now. The coach just left. Back in the day, now my coaches were my coaches the whole time, so I didn't have to deal with that. But at where I played, coaches left, and the players did not always, jive with who was there next. So why would you be miserable? You wouldn't. But I think, listen, Aaron's got a point, but at the same time too. We just live in a new world. You don't have to like it or dislike it, but we just, live in a new world. It just seems that the people that dislike it are very vocal right now. And it's just what it is, y'all.